Ranga nature. Let it be Ranga.
Sadaqa Tul Fitr. Sadaqa Tul Fitr, also known as Zakat al-Fitr, is a small amount of food to be given in charity at the end of Ramadan. The Arabic word fitr means the same as iftar, breaking a fast, and it comes from the same root word as fatur, which means breakfast. This charitable contribution is separate from the annual payment of zakat, which is one of the pillars of Islam. Unlike zakat, which is calculated annually as a percentage of extra wealth, the Sadaqa al-Fitr is to be paid equally by every Muslim man, woman and child at the end of Ramadan. Who has to pay? The Prophet Muhammad enjoined the payment of one sa of dates or one sa of barley as Zakat al-Fitr on every Muslim slave or free, male or female, young or old, and he ordered that it be paid before the people went out to offer the Eid prayer. Giving Sadaqa al-Fitr becomes wajib upon every Muslim who has property or money as much as the amount of nisab, in addition to his or her indispensable belongings and debts. If he or she does not have property or money as much as the amount of nisab, it does not become wajib upon him or her to give Sadaqa al-Fitr. Nisab means border. The border between richness and poverty prescribed by Islam is termed nisab. It is the minimum quantity of specified wealth making one liable to do certain duties. The amount of nisab is 96 grams of gold, or its money or commercial property equivalent. Each individual Muslim is asked to give away Sadaqa al-Fitr in a non-perishable food staple. And not to forget that the senior member of the household is responsible for paying the amount on behalf of the family. How and what to pay? As mentioned in the Hadith, and according to the Prophet Muhammad, each person should give away in charity an amount equivalent to one sa of grain. A sa is an ancient measure of volume, and various scholars have struggled to interpret this amount in modern measurements. Some states one sa equates to 3.2 kilograms. This is supported by various other texts and commentaries. Thus, 1/2 sa is equivalent to 1.632 kilograms. It is permissible to give the value of the above in cash, instead of the actual grain. But it is recommended that the Sadaqa al-Fitr be given as an amount of non-perishable staple food, not cash. So, it is permissible to give the authentically narrated items in their respected quantities according to your wealth. If you have the ability to give Sadaqa according to dates, so give it. If not, then according to barley or raisins, dried cheese, or give the value of 1.6 kilograms of wheat. When calculating the price, one will consider the price and value of the area they dwell in. To whom we should pay? One cannot pay Sadaqa al-Fitr to one's parents, to any of one's grandfathers or grandmothers, to one's own children or grandchildren, to one's wife, or to a disbeliever. It is permissible to pay Sadaqa al-Fitr to one's poor daughter-in-law, son-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, or stepchild. It is a lot more rewarding to give Sadaqa al-Fitr to such relatives as one's paternal aunt, paternal uncle, maternal aunt, or maternal uncle. According to Imams, Imam Muhammad and Imam Abu Yusuf, a woman can give Sadaqa al-Fitr to her indebted and poor husband. Sadaqa al-Fitr is intended for members of the Muslim community who do not have enough to feed themselves and their family members. Purpose of Sadaqa al-Fitr. The main purpose of Zakat al-Fitr is to provide the poor which they can celebrate the festival of breaking the fast, Eid al-Fitr, along with the rest of the Muslims. Every Muslim is required to pay Zakat al-Fitr at the conclusion of the month of Ramadan, as a token of thankfulness to God for having enabled him or her to observe the obligatory fast. Its purpose is, number 1, as a levy on the fasting person. This is based on the hadith. The Prophet of Allah said, "The fasting of the month of fasting will be hanging between earth and heavens, and it will not be raised up to the divine presence without paying the Zakat al-Fitr." Number 2, to purify those who fast from any indecent act or speech, and to help the poor and needy. The latter view is based upon the hadith. The Prophet of Allah enjoined Zakat al-Fitr on those who fast to shield them from any indecent act or speech, and for the purpose of providing food for the needy. It is accepted as zakat for the one who pays it before the Eid prayer, and it is Sadaqa for the one who pays it after the prayer. We should try to give Sadaqa al-Fitr as soon as we can, and as much as we can, to let the needy one have at least a great Eid.
يا لا